Hi there, this is Liz, and I'm the dietitian inside Acadiana Center for Natural Health. And more than likely, if you're watching this video, you have been advised to do a small intestinal bacterial overgrowth breath test. So today we are going to show you how to collect those samples so that you will have a good understanding of how easy it is to do before you get started. So before we get started, I just want to make sure you have everything in your kit, starting first and foremost with your signed paperwork. So you should have been given a requisition. It should look familiar to you. It's yellow. And you should have, at this point, before you get started, gone to the practitioner that we've referred you to get the signature, because without that signature, you will not be guaranteed the best insurance price that we have quoted you based on your insurance plan. So that's very, very important. Now, also in your box, you're going to have a source of sugar, which we call lactulose, and you will be consuming that at some point. So you definitely need to make sure you have that. You should have 6 tubes, vials, which will be used for the collection of the breath gases. You should, of course, have your mouthpiece and plastic blue bag so that you will have that for collection of the breath samples. You should have labels because you will be labeling these vials as you collect. And you should have little plastic baggies, 2 of these, so that once we get the samples collected, we can then put them in the blue box that you more than likely recognize as well. And you should have your FedEx pre-addressed, prepaid label so that you will be able to immediately bring those samples to a FedEx location. And then, of course, you should have your patient instructions. And so the day before you collect your sample, there is a special diet. So you will need to refer to your patient instructions, but basically the day before we're limiting your meals to baked or broiled chicken, fish, or turkey, salt and pepper only, white bread only, plain steamed white rice. That's if you tolerate grains. So if you don't tolerate bread and rice, then you do not have to eat that. Eggs, clear chicken or beef broth. We don't want you to eat any vegetables or fresh fruit the day before because we don't want to get false positive results based on foods that we may have eaten the day before the test. You do need to fast 12 hours minimum before you collect the sample. So special diet before, 12-hour fast. On the morning that you are planning to collect the sample, you will want to wake up, and when you begin the process, you'll want to mix this lactulose with 8 ounces of water and set it aside because you will be consuming it a little bit later. So we want to make sure that that's already there and ready to consume after we collect our baseline test breath sample. Then we want to start with a clean mouth. So we're going to have you rinse your mouth with plain water, and if you want, you can even brush your teeth, but do not use any mouthwash or toothpaste. So just a clean mouth, but no mouthwash or toothpaste. Then you're going to collect what we call the baseline breath sample. This is without any sugar source, which will help us get the collection of hydrogen and methane gases. So you'll want to, as it says in your instruction panel, in your patient instruction pamphlet, take a little bit of a breath in and kind of hold it for 5 seconds, and then exhale it into the bag. And I'll show you that real quick. So that's basically the inhale-exhale process. But obviously, you're going to need to collect the sample. So you'll do the same thing, but when you actually collect the sample, you're going to be making this connection of the vial into the vacutainer here so that what's in the bag actually goes into the tube. So let me show you how we do that real quickly. And that's it. It takes about 2 or 3 seconds. Notice, though, that my mouth is staying sealed on the mouthpiece until I make that connection. And once that connection is made, then let go so that the gases that are in the bag are transferred into the tube. So let me show you that real quick again. And that's it, 2 or 3 seconds. It's a very, very quick collection. In fact, you'll probably feel a little bit of pressure on the tube, kind of like forcing you to take it out. And so once you have your baseline, you will then take the water that you mixed with the lactulose earlier, and you will consume it. You'll need to consume it within 5 minutes. So you can drink it quickly, or you can, drink it slowly, but as long as it's within a 5-minute window of time. Then you will want to set your timer for 20 minutes after consumption of the sugar. And I forgot to mention, it's also probably a good idea that you have some sort of timer handy throughout this process. I like my cell phone because it's always with me, but set the timer, some sort of timer for 20 minutes, preferably a timer that's going to beep so that you don't forget, because you might get distracted in the midst of the test. And we want to make sure that you're being reminded, because every 20 minutes you're going to be doing the exact same thing that we did with the baseline, but you're going to be doing it after you have consumed the sugar. And this will go for 5 additional samples, which roughly is right at 2 hours, maybe a few minutes behind 2 hours because of the time you took to drink the lactulose solution. Remember that every time you collect your sample, you want to properly fill out each vial and then remove these stickers and place them on the vial that corresponds with the sample. Once that's done, you will then take these vials, these 6, you'll have 6 of these, and you'll put them in a little baggie, and then you'll place them in your blue box. And of course you'll want to make sure you include your paperwork, because that's important. And then you'll put it in your FedEx pre-addressed, prepaid mailing bag, and you'll want to get to a FedEx location as quickly as you can. The samples are good for 8 days, but if you can get it there within a day or 2, that would be ideal, because we want the freshest sample possible to be delivered to the lab. If you don't have, or you can't locate a FedEx location, we do have a FedEx drop box in our office parking lot. So if you'd like to just bring the sample to us, we can help you get it to our FedEx location. But there are several throughout the community that you can also use as well. And that's it. And if you should have any questions about how to collect this sample, or if anything's missing in your box before you get started, give us a call. We can always give you a new sample kit. So, all right, thanks for listening. You have a great afternoon or a great day. Bye-bye.